Hello there! This is LEGO Dynasty, and today I'm bringing you guys my review of the LEGO Star Wars Ahsoka Tano's T6 Jedi Shuttle. It is set number 75362, comes with 599 pieces, and is rated ages 9 and up. Now this set retails in the United States for $79.99 and in Canada for $99.99. Now without further ado, let's kick off this review, starting with the box. So taking a look at the very nice Ahsoka Tano's T6 Jedi Shuttle box art, you can see very cool design showing the shuttle flying from the planet there. Obviously has the very nice color-coded stripe that matches what Hasbro Black Series has with this sort of cyan type color, you know, neon blue or sky blue, depends what color, maybe turquoise is a better term. Of course, you have Ahsoka in the bottom corner there. Your 4 minifigures included in the set as well. Flipping the box around, you do have some other nice detail showing the ship, you know, sort of being repaired on what I believe to be the first planet. I believe it was called Cetos. Apologies if I'm incorrect. That we see in the very first episode, which is the sort of Dathomir ruins, or, you know, Night Sister ruins, or really just some sort of place that Ahsoka had to go to find the map originally at the very first episode. Of course, you have Ahsoka handling Merrick on the bottom corner there. Details shown on the set, such as how you can put it into, I guess, flying mode, and of course the stud shooters. So overall, pretty decent box art there. Taking a look at the manual here, again, rendered image. Definitely doesn't look as good as it used to, but doesn't take away anything from the building experience. Pretty standard manual, and does have some advertising in the back of other sets, including LEGO continuing to do this, where this is just a generic page that's put in all the manuals, so it even has the set that is in this set. So if you wanted to get another one of these, they advertise it in the back, I guess. And lastly, before we check out the minifigures, you do get quite a few extra pieces in this set, I have to say. Of course, some of it is, you know, just because they have the antenna pieces for Sabine's helmet, so you get quite a few of those extras since they come in their own pack. So these visors you can use both on Sabine's helmet, but also on, of course, your clone troopers, so nice to get those as extras. Got an extra couple lightsaber hilts, which is nice, and of course, a lot of extra studs for the stud shooters. Taking a look at our very first minifigure, of course, we'll start off with the main character, Ahsoka Tano. And I have to say, this is absolutely outstanding variation of Ahsoka. It absolutely looks incredible. The detail they managed to capture, I think, matches the source material incredibly well. You have the nice arm printing, which is awesome to see. You know, in the past, LEGO probably would have just gave her orange arms and left it at that, but they went the extra mile there to print the arms. It's not 360-degree printing, which customs are starting to do regularly, so maybe one day we'll start to see 360-degree arm printing. Does have nice leg printing as well, including slight toe printing, as you can see, which is great to see. The overall torso print going to the belt and legs just looks phenomenal. Taking a look at the back printing, as you can see, very cool. Of course, you have this brand new sort of, I believe it's Leku, or just this part here, and it's obviously brand new printed. I believe this is a new design of it. I don't believe this is the same as what we've seen in the past, but overall looks incredible. Nice to see that for sure. And then showing the back face print with her being more angry or in fighting mode versus her smiling. So nice to see those as well. Next up, we have Merrick, and I'll do my best not to talk about any spoilers since the show is just released, and if you guys are waiting to binge it all at once, I definitely don't want to talk too much about any show spoilers other than any, you know, issues I might have with how these figures turned out. But overall, I think this die looks absolutely outstanding. Really cool design with the, you know, Inquisitor armor plating here. That has the, of course, clip for the Inquisitor's lightsaber. As you can see, very nice. This very medieval style helmet, which of course is very accurate to what we see in the show. Just a black head underneath, and then again, great torso print, has toe printing as well, as you can see. Just overall an outstanding minifigure. Now, of course, he does have extra printing on his torso and back that is sort of hidden. So this kind of shows it a bit better, as you can see if it wants to focus. just like that. And then the back print as well looks very rustic and old, which I think just looks really cool. And of course you can have him hold his lightsaber as well. Next we have Professor Hu Yang, and overall very interesting that they decide to make him into a minifigure rather than, you know, just making a special mold for the droid as a droid body, since of course he is meant to be a droid. But I think it actually makes a lot of sense why they did this. I'm not sure they could have really captured all this detail. Definitely would have been missing some of this, you know, torso printing and whatnot. And the legs would probably just be generic, you know, Lego droid legs that could theoretically break over a long period of use. So I actually think it was a good decision on their end to just turn him into a minifigure. And the overall detail they managed to capture is pretty good. The brand new molded, you know, I don't want to say face, since it's, or I guess droid head, looks outstanding. Very cool design there. You can see the back printing, and then even the leg printing with the, again, great torso and toe prints there, and then just overall looks really nicely printed design there. Just a pretty interesting minifigure, but one I'm glad they included. And our next minifigure is Sabine Wren, and overall, I personally did not have any of the Rebels sets, unfortunately, so I don't have the previous Rebels version of Sabine to compare to, but I think overall, they do a great job of capturing her live action appearance here, and it definitely looks very accurate in that sense. I absolutely love the torso print with the orange and purple, and then obviously including her purple hair. They went with the shorter hairstyle versus what we see at the start of the show, which I think makes sense since obviously in the scene that this sort of is referencing from the trailer, she does have the short hair by that point. And great leg printing as well, and again, toe prints, which are just nice to see, as for a long time those weren't standard. It would just be plain, so nice to see that becoming more standard. Of course, you do have her with a fighting second face, or just more angry, which kind of makes sense for how she's being portrayed in the show. And then also the back printing looks really good. Of course, her weapons, she does also come with a pistol, but it was in the extra pieces as I wanted her to hold the lightsaber. So you technically could go with two guns, or go with this style with her having a Lego pistol and a lightsaber. And can't forget, she of course also includes her Mandalorian helmet, which I think absolutely looks really nice, and I just love that she is definitely a more unique Mandalorian. You can see the extra design that you wouldn't see on a regular Mandalorian minifigure, and just pretty standard. I mean, it's exactly like you'd expect for a Mandalorian helmet, but just a really nice printed design with the sort of crimson red and blue, and mixed in with the metallic gray. Just, I think it looks really good. Taking a look at the T6 Jedi Shuttle, I have to say I really like this design. Like overall, it's definitely a downscale for the previous version, and I personally do have the previous Jedi T6 Shuttle, so I will show off how it looks next to it in a few moments. But just talking about this design, I think overall it looks really good, and definitely, while a downscale, they definitely used a lot of smaller pieces that really aided in the overall, you know, shaping of, you know, design, and it just enhances the set in my mind. Though I do wish in some ways the set wasn't as small as it was. So overall, you see some very nice sticker detail on the sides here. As you can see, just really enhances the set on both wings there. Overall, the greebling and whatnot really, I think, makes the set stand out from the predecessor. I definitely feel like the old predecessor was very plain, and that's of course just a nature of when it was made, almost well, over a decade ago now. So obviously Lego designers have improved their techniques, and it definitely shows in a set like this. You also have a nice sticker detail on here and on the other side as well. As you can see, that definitely enhances the look of the set there, though I do, of course, will always wish that those smaller pieces were more regularly printed. Take a look at the back design of the engines, and even the sort of mini turret design, as this is where theoretically Sabine would be to shoot out. Definitely shows the downscaledness of this set, since of course it is just a little dome piece, basically a little R2 unit head in trans clear, meant to represent the turret port where they would be firing. Definitely wish there was some more places you could place your minifigure, as really there's only one seat in this ship versus, you know, you having three hero characters that should be in this set at a time. Now, placing the set down, we can take a look at some of the main play functionality, which is essentially just opening this up, and you can see there is a nice wrench there for Hu Yang to work on the ship, as that has basically been his role during the series, is kind of being the custodian of the ship essentially and fixing it up. So nice there, but unfortunately, even if you take out this piece here, you really don't have enough room to fit Hu Yang in there, as it will not close. Same goes for any of the other characters. You couldn't fit them inside. It's not just Hu Yang's big head, but kind of unfortunate that just structurally wise they weren't able to fit more space in there so you could place your characters inside. Now the other side as well can open up, and that reveals another sort of hidden port with a weapon for Sabine, or really any of the characters. I mean, I don't think Ahsoka is against blasters like perhaps Obi-Wan Kenobi. So overall, very nice to have that storage space, but again, you know, there's no room to place your character inside and close it up fully, which is really the main downside of that. Of course, at the front you have the stud shooters, which are very easy to shoot off. You just press it down and you lose your studs essentially, unless you're able to find them. Taking a look at the underside of the ship, and you can see the nice landing gear, which is a great inclusion and is actually necessary in order to keep the set upright, as if you fully close it, you'll notice the ship may tip forward easily, like it won't stay in place. So you definitely it is necessary that they included that functionality, and I have found that you do need to put it all the way into this position in order to keep it staying upright. Otherwise it can tip easy. Even if you have it slightly out, you need to put it all the way to the angle that it was at. Otherwise the ship will easily tip over. Now there is the one cockpit seat, which we will place our main hero, Ahsoka Tano. You will have to take off her lightsabers, but there is plenty of room for her to sit in, even with her headpiece. So that is nice, and of course you can see her right in front there, looking nice. And this set does spin quite, it doesn't like lock into place, so you can free spin it if you would like. Just like that, as you can see, so you can spin it a full 360 degrees. You can see Ahsoka flying the ship, and it definitely has nice swooshability. And overall, this set is quite stable. I'm not worried whatsoever about it falling apart in my hands as I am holding it in this position, which is definitely a benefit of a set like this, since some sets you might feel a little bit less secure. This one feels very secure. I'm not worried about it at all falling apart in my hands. Now, taking a look at the previous Jedi T6 shuttle and the new one, you can absolutely see a massive size difference there, which is kind of surprising when you figure that this set itself actually has more pieces. So in the end, there's probably been no great proponent of against price per piece than this set itself, as the amount of smaller pieces definitely inflates the number, as there is quite a few, you know, small studs and whatnot. That definitely has more detail. But compared to this one that has a lot more larger pieces, a lot more plates that allowed the set to be bigger, and of course you having more space for your characters to, you know, sit in. The one main thing that I wish that really that this set I think is better than at this set is the fact that you can fit far more characters in your cockpit piece. In the end, there is no side areas for you to store anything, which isn't something that this set does have. But you are able to fit 2, but maybe even up to 3 figures inside the main cockpit area, which is not possible whatsoever in the new T6 shuttle. So that to me is just something that I wish they were able to do, but it definitely isn't like a deal breaker by any stretch of the imagination, as you still are getting great characters included in this set. Now you can see the Ahsoka Tano's T6 Jedi Shuttle is overall a very good LEGO Star Wars set, and really just has a few minor drawbacks in my opinion, those being not being able to fit more than one figure inside the ship. That just goes down to the overall decrease in size of the ship. I definitely feel like they could have made it as large as the other one. Probably would have made the set more expensive, obviously would have added more pieces, presumably larger pieces, but I think would have made the set a much better play experience, as I feel like the previous one is definitely on par with this one in overall, just going head to head against each other. I feel like I liked the design of the previous one a little bit more, just not in terms of detail. Like, I think the detail of this Ahsoka Tano's T6 shuttle absolutely destroys the previous one, but I think the overall size is absolutely really awesome in the previous one, and you had a lot of the same functionality as this one with, you know, being able to turn the ship and fly it around, not worrying about the set breaking apart. You know, I feel like the previous one did a lot of good things, and they just went ahead and downscaled that ship so much that it almost feels like it was unnecessary for them to do that. I still think this is a very good LEGO Star Wars set, and you're getting some absolutely outstanding, currently exclusive minifigures, and probably some figures that will stay exclusive. You know, Merrick, I don't think will appear in another LEGO Star Wars set. I mean, we'll have to see. There obviously could do some sort of other set with him in it, but it's hard to say if they will, and who knows what will happen with Ahsoka. I mean, this Ahsoka Tano could be an exclusive to this set as she goes through different wardrobe changes throughout the season. Hopefully we'll get different variations rather than just getting one regular Ahsoka Tano multiple times. So stuff like that could be a factor and could aid the set in being more valuable as time goes on. As a new LEGO Star Wars set, I think this is a very good addition, but it's definitely not my favorite of the Ahsoka Tano wave, essentially. With that being said, that's all my opinion. Let me know your thoughts on the Ahsoka Tano's T6 Jedi Shuttle in the comments down below. Have you guys picked up this set, or are you planning to? Please leave a like and subscribe if you have enjoyed, and have a great day, everyone.